Now let's check this door. Again, remember I said most of the time, if you get a door from inside that goes outside, you might have NRP hinges, meaning non-removable pins. See how this door opens out onto the deck? Usually, most doors that go into the house swing in. So generally you don't have this issue, okay? But I popped up these hinge pins, and remember I said check and see, you feel on there and see if you got a set screw in there or something. And I failed. When I didn't see that top one, I popped the other hinge pins out, and I didn't have a problem. Look here, nothing. But look at this middle one. Kaboom. See that right there? That's a little screw, and the reason why that hinge came out is because whoever installed this door, they left this screw out. They hung the door, put the pins in, and they forgot to tighten that up. Now this one is just with the small little screwdriver again, and you see, just doing that, that screw now is inside that little notch of the hinge. Sometimes the hinge has a little notch right in there, and that's for that set screw. And that's all. See, I was looking up here. Sometimes when I put in exterior doors like this, sometimes I'll do all three hinges, or I'll do the top hinge and the bottom hinge, or some people just do the middle hinge. And lots of times, the only ones I've ever put in, I've never seen the little set screw with the screwdriver. Okay, but my trusty screwdriver did it again. Usually, I've seen them, and that's an Allen wrench. A real tiny Allen wrench. Okay, and it was just luck that I was able to take that hinge pin out, all three hinge pins, and it was kind of bothering me because, see, if somebody wanted to, the reason why they do that is because the hinges are on the outside of the house. Now, if this door is locked, you could still get in this door. All you have to do is pop the hinge pins up on all three of these, and then you take a big screwdriver and you kind of wiggle it back and forth, and pretty soon you can get this, and then you can get it enough and pull this out a little bit, get up there, pull that one out a little bit, pull this out a little bit, and then kind of take the door and lift it and push it out that way, and this will come right out. Now, I'm not telling you that, showing you that, and explaining that to you so you can break into somebody's house, but I locked myself out one time, and it was a commercial job, and I left the keys at home, and it was on a weekend, and I couldn't get a hold of anybody, and we were anxious to get the whole thing done, and it was probably over an hour away from my house. I'm just checking these screws, these exterior doors. The screws just need to be slightly tighter, see? And I opened the door that way. Lucky for me, it didn't have any NRP hinges, because if it did, I wouldn't have been able to pop the hinge pins off. And see, if you get ready to remove some hinge pins, and you beat on it and beat on it and beat on it and beat on it, it doesn't come out, it might be because it's an NRP hinge, non-removable pin. That's what NRP stands for. Okay, so I'm glad I caught that, because now I tighten that up. Anybody ever thought about trying to break into this door? Think again. It's never going to work. Plus we got an alarm system on it and all that kind of stuff. But if you didn't have an alarm system, and that was the only thing, you don't have that screw tight, somebody could get in. Here I got that same issue again. A door from inside the house coming out onto a deck. And the other thing is the hinge pins come out a lot harder lots of the times because they've been exposed to the weather and they can rust in place. This door doesn't open up that often, and it was a bear to get this one out. I beat and beat and beat and beat on it with my little nail set and my hammer. I finally got it, and I started thinking, well, hey, were there NRP hinges there? And I looked on it and see there was nothing there. And I looked at the top one and there's nothing there. I've already done those, but see this middle one? There it is. So this is my last hinge pin that I have to take out this door. And I don't think I have to take this screw out all the way. I think I got it plenty far out. It just gets that little tip and fits it in there where the hinge pin is. So I'm going to try to take this off. I mean, worst case scenario, I have to undo that screw all the way. If you do that, then it's really super hard to get that back in. Okay, so now I can take this hinge pin off. Tapped it up, and that set screw didn't stop it now. I'm going to grease this up, but see in the middle of it, you ever seen a pin like this? See, it's got that groove in it right there. That's where the set screw goes right in there, and it tightens up against that. So you could tap the hinge pin out, you know, 1/8 of an inch, thinking you're doing it, but if you beat and beat and beat and beat and beat on it, it's going to be because this screw is in there. If you do it hard enough, you might be able to break off or gouge off the last bit of the screw until you finally get it off, and then you've realized, uh-oh, I think I just messed up. And then it might be difficult to get that screw out, and then, you know, you can get another screw like that at the hardware store. Lots of times they get specialty screws like that. You have to go in a certain area and pull out all the trays and stuff. Then you've got hopefully you've got another set screw you can take with you for the right thread and the right length so that you can fix it, because that's what you want to do for these exterior doors. Make sure your hinge pins are secure and your doors are safety and theft proof, so somebody can't just break into this door from outside by taking the hinge pins off. Okay, remember that. I can't believe it. I'm done, and I just wanted to show you how much grease is left out of this right here. What was this? 8 ounces of grease. I probably only used about that much. I don't know. I thought once I started going and I kept having to put a little bit more down, I thought, man, hope I got enough. See? There. That's how much I used. That's it. Out of this whole 8 ounces. So I got grease for all kinds of stuff. I don't know what I'm going to use that for, but I've never had white lithium grease, multi-purpose, hanging around. I'll keep that. And every once in a while I'll remember it, and I think I'll be able to use it. Whew. This worked out really well too. Just a piece of cardboard. Now I can fold this up and throw it away. You know. However I want to do it. Throw it out in the garbage. And this was just a box, just any sort of box that you've got. You can set there and get a piece of cardboard, set it down there, and there's your little table for your grease. And that worked out really good, as you saw. It really helped me. Had I not used the cardboard or the box and try to put it on each hinge and move it around with my fingers and have to wipe my hands off, I don't know how many hinges, 130 hinge pins or more that I had to do. That's the way to go. Okay, I got that remember to put the set screw in the middle. And see, I've got another door that comes in on this deck, and you might say, hey Joe, what about those hinges? Well, these hinges, the door opens into the house. Okay? So the hinges are in here. So somebody can't break in by taking the hinge pins out from here. See? Of course, your hinges are going to be showing like that if your door swings out. It pulls out towards you. And let's just check, just for kicks. I'm going to open this door. I'm going to look up here. These are the same type of hinges. See? No set screw there. No set screw there. That's the middle of the door. Okay? And generally you have to open the door about 90 degrees. And then the set screw will be right here if there is one. Okay? Nothing there. There's nothing there either. Okay? So I know I can, this is my last door. I know I can just pop those hinges off just like normal. Okay? Think about your projects before you begin, and remember about those NRP hinges. Well, what are we going to talk about next time? I think it might have something to do with that and that. Stick around, keep watching my videos. You'll see it on there on the channel.